Friends, enemies, and those still under review. Welcome back. This is Jack. Hopefully, we're not having any audio issues or anything like that today. We'll find out. I'm keeping an eye on like uploads and stuff like that because like the last couple times I've streamed, I've had issues. And Trickster, you're right, I haven't. Sorry, I haven't been able to get around to it. My head's been all over the place. Oh, I do have to fix. No, I got that. Okay. Because you got to remember, I did a factory reset on my computer recently, which means all my OBS stuff and Stream Deck stuff is gone. So I had to rebuild it from the ground up. So there is stuff missing, and there's still stuff I want to introduce for when I'm streaming. Because for the most part, a lot of times you're going to see segments of my stream stuff being turned into videos. So, all right. I'm going to get rolling. I got a D&D game I got to get to. Fuerte Season 2 is pretty good. I'll talk about that actually here in a bit because I want to talk about that. Let's start with the first thing just to make it get out of the way fast. It's an easy one. As always, Epic releases a free game on Thursday, and from this Thursday to Thursday, this is December 19th, if you're freaking watching this later, we got Vampire Survivors. Not my cup of tea. I've heard a lot of friends who play it. They said it's good. Not my cup of tea. Normally a $5 game, and it's free. Normally, like, I'm not going to lie, Epic Games around Christmas time usually has, like, a lot more expensive games they just make free. I don't know why they decided to make it this one free. Usually a cheaper game, maybe because it is a popular game. I don't know. Or maybe they're having a lot of trouble giving away those more expensive games. But there you go. And in case you're wondering, the free-to-play games, you get them once, they're yours indefinitely. Sorry, my cat just jumped on my computer and I'm thinking I'm hearing it. Alright, moving on to the next story. I'm going to be breezing through a lot of this just because I got to get stuff done. I woke up late. Helldivers 2 released its first collaboration, and what people are expecting was it would be a war bond. We go in there and we get it like we normally do. It's like 1,000 super credits. I kind of would have preferred that, but a lot of people are suspecting Sony stepped in and said, no, you're going to stretch this out and try to make as much money as you can out of this. In fact, there was some pretty heavy backlash to a game that's very freaking popular. And for the record, the stuff they dropped wasn't game breaking. There was like some cool cosmetic stuff. The armor itself had a decent ability where it reduced like all the status effect stuff. So like electricity, gas, and fire did 50% less damage, and that by itself was pretty good. And the armor looks cool. So they did that, and then the super credit cost was more expensive than anything else you'd seen. Effectively, like just the armor set, like the headpiece and the chest piece would have been like $20, and the gun. But however, none of this was game breaking. And the assault rifle that you could get out of there was a little better than a Liberator, which is the starter weapon. So you're not missing much there. So, but there was some heavy backlash. Now, this is why Arrowhead is one of my favorite companies at this point. The second version, the second page they were going to release is free. You log in right now, it's yours. That's it. And I already popped in. We get 2 new weapons and a new set of armor. And the new weapon that caught my attention is straight up listed as sniper rifle. It is the only primary sniper rifle listed. You have marksman rifles. This is a sniper rifle. It does like 350 damage, 5 rounds in the magazine, and it does explosive damage with medium armor pen. I'm going to be playing with that. I was going to stream me dicking around with it. I'll do that another time. I might do this weekend then, now that I'm thinking of it. But yeah, here's all the stuff that's free. It's right here. And then we got this assault rifle, which didn't pay attention to it. This is what caught my attention. And then the armor you got today looks better than the other armor to me, but that's just me. And it has all the same benefits. All right, we're going to be talking about a game that is going to be my baby. I'm going to love it. I'm ready for it because it's a FromSoft game by default. All right, Elden Ring Night Reign. And I don't know if they're going to actually explain any lore. It feels like it's like you're in somebody's dream because there's a lot of inconsistencies. The world's constantly changing and stuff like that. So it feels like you're in somebody's dream, the Night King, which might actually explain who the hell that was because there's a little lore about him. But the cities that were underground, they were associated with the Night King. That's why they're called the Nox, word for night. So anyway, so we might find out who the hell that was, get more content. Awesome. And there is a network test that's coming out in February. I've actually already signed up for it, so hopefully I'll be able to give you more information. Now, to describe this, is being described as a roguelite. You come in with 1 or 3 players with preset characters. Now, I am disappointed there's no co-op mode, but if you buy it for PC, I can almost guarantee you there's going to be a mod at some point that gives you co-op mode. Whatever. I will play single player. I will play with 3 friends. If I have to pay somebody to be my 3rd friend playing, I will. Anyway, because I usually have trouble finding a 3rd person. Anyway, you spawn in with one of, like, I think 6 characters. There's probably going to be more over time. And then you explore Limgrave, explore the world you're in. There's probably going to be more than Limgrave, because, like, in the original Elden Ring network test, you could only be in Limgrave. And then you run around exploring the area, taking out camps, getting better weapons, and building yourself up, because you have, like, certain, like, 6 in-game days to beat the final boss. And as you can see on the screen right now, that's the Forgotten King. That straight up is the Forgotten King. It's not somebody who looks like the Forgotten King. So they have other Dark Souls bosses being brought in. And if you also notice, some of the movement is reminiscent of Sekiro. Your character is not an Elden Ring character moving around. You are more mobile. You're able to climb walls and stuff like that. So what this means, no freaking clue. And like that boss right there is a legitimate clue. I'm going to play this. I'm going to like it. Even if I don't like it, I'm going to like it. And my little sister, Gothic, says she saw... by the way, that looks like the door to the 3 Fingers. Anyway, my little sister pointed out that it looks like the Dark Walkers, Night Watchers, Abyss Watchers. Abyss Watchers from 3 are in it. I said, what are the possibilities that it's actually Arcturus that's in there? I'm looking forward to that. Now to answer what you said, I'm sorry. There was somebody that was showing up in Sonic 3, an actor whose name I can't remember. Was Keanu Reeves being in it? Keanu Reeves playing Shadow? Like, I remember some listing that he was in it. I know Idris Elba's in it. And I think he plays Knuckles. I don't know. But I need to watch the Sonic movies. Like, I know what happens in the first one. I vaguely know what happens in the second one. I haven't watched the third one, obviously. But I look forward to it. Let's go ahead and talk about Ar Fuente Season 4 before I move on. Ar Fuente as a whole, I think they do a decent job creating, like, the dark protagonist, like where he's merciless, he's ruthless. Like, because I'm not gonna lie, when I was watching it, yeah, John Wick is Shadow, cool. I got really burnt out with let's spare him, he's had enough kind of characters, or there's civilians in the way kind of character. The main character is not like... Zane's trying to sneak into my lap. The main character is not that. He is not that person. If you're trying to hold civilians hostage, he'll cut through them. He does not care. If you have allies in his way, he'll slow down a little bit. Or he'll try to mitigate that. And that's actually part of the plot, that he's like that. And the reason why that's important is because what defeated the original heroes of the world, with the people who are referred to as Mavericks, is the god used... they used civilians as a shield to stop them. They're like, oh, the whole world's against you. And they used them as a shield to protect him. Because they're like, oh, you're going to go after me? Well, all these humans are stopping you. Are you going to fight them? Because if somebody's fighting the god to free the people, they're obviously not going to want to kill the regular people. Because she tells him to. She straight up tells him to. And I'm going to give you spoiler alerts. He accepts them around him, but he doesn't, like, show them real love until Season 3. Season 3, he straight up gives Bunny Girl, like, straight up, he shows that he does love her. Not as much as Yui. Yui's his #1 girl. Like, not even a contest. And her love for him is insane. Like, Season 3 really shows you some of that. I really hope you continue enjoying it. I do and don't like Ar Fuente. It, like, has the harem side of it, like an extreme version of the harem side I don't like, but it does address the romantic entanglements to it in a way that I like. He seeks Yui's permission. The other girls are just following him. He's like, all right, whatever. And he does show them affection, but he doesn't, like, actually accept them as a partner until Yui gives permission. So, like, it does do that. Yeah, you can vaguely see him. He's now laying in my lap. I would turn off the thing that gets rid of my background, so you guys can see him better, but my desk looks like shit right I'm going to go back to my articles that I was going to talk about. All right. Out of the Game Awards, we got several announcements. Elden Ring Night Rain was one of them. That's why I wanted to bring it up. But Borderlands 4 is one of the other ones I paid attention to, and makes me excited. I like Borderlands. I even like Borderlands 3. I liked the Tiny Tina's Wonderland game. I liked them. They were fun to me. But in the defense of everybody who doesn't like it, I was playing with my buddy Mad Techie in all those games. My buddy Mad Techie, I could be playing the most boring game ever. But if Mad Techie's playing the game with me, I freaking love it. Just because me and him have so much fun together. So when you have a good friend playing a game with you, it does help. But I am looking forward to this one because it's going to continue several plot points that I was wondering about. And that makes me excited. Like, they've straight up admitted it's going to address plot points that they've kind of, loose threads that they've kind of left open. Even from stuff from the pre-sequel, which is kind of cool. And one of the complaints that is going on right now is this it? No. Is how the Vault Hunters that we are seeing, they look rather mundane. Let's see if I can blow this one up. That's fucking tiny. See if I can find one similar to it. You know what? I'll just... One gonna look better? Or... Why does everybody only have, like, super pixelated images of them? Like, why has no one got, like, oh, here's the Vault Hunters? Let me actually look at specific Vault Hunters. Is this a better one? Yeah, this is a better one. I don't want to give y'all a super pixelated one. Anyway, people are complaining about the Vault Hunters, that they look rather mundane. They don't really stand out. And I think it's actually just the color palette that causes that, because somebody has done a recoloring of them, and like not like changing their ethnicity recoloring, like changes the color of their armor and stuff like that, and they pop a lot better and they look a lot better. So I think it's more of just the background that's causing issues. But there are several details in here that are worth mentioning. The guy on the far left and the guy in the middle right, I don't care about them. The two that catch my attention is, of course, the Siren. Her tattoos are not blue. The only time we've seen a non-blue Siren is that one guy the one male Siren we've seen who ripped Siren powers from other people. She's going to be special. Don't know what her deal is. And then the person on the far right, the reason why she stands out to me is her pants. That sounds like a really random thing. That sounds like a really random thing to bring up. But this, I'm going to zoom this way. This is the Mali one Pyros. They also did other elements. I think she's wearing their pants. Like, there's obviously some differences, but it looks like she's wearing their pants. So she's like a former Mali one employee. So, like, she might be the Elementalist, which is kind of cool. I like that idea. Yeah. People are complaining about it. I'm looking forward to it. I just hope it has a kick-ass soundtrack. Because, like, the opening to Borderlands has always been my favorite jam. Not to mention, like, their announcement trailers are usually, like... Borderlands 3 had probably the best announcement music to me. Alright, Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Like, I like Call of Duty Black Ops, but only because of the zombie modes. I'll be completely honest. I have literally never played a competitive or PvP match in multiplayer of Call of Duty, ever. I've only ever done zombies. That part being said, I haven't heard anything that stood out about their zombie mode. I haven't heard anything good about their zombie mode since 3, and I've played 4. So, like, I just really stopped paying attention to them. And I have even more of a reason that I will never touch a Call of Duty game. Like, this is a staunch rule of mine. And I'm going to give you all a second. Pause the video if you have to, or pause the stream if you have to. What's wrong with this image? This is for their advertisement for their big Christmas special that they're doing. You know, really cool. Like, I do like the picture. It's a cool picture. It's a zombie Santa. You know, like, hey, zombie mode that's only around during the holidays. That shows a lot of, like, you know, proactivity. You know, you could reuse assets. But what's wrong with this picture? You haven't figured it out yet. He has 6 fingers. AI typically has a hard time doing hands. And that's usually one of the first things, if you're doing AI art, you would watch for. And I have a lot of problems with AI art. Mostly because it learns from artists without their permission. And Not to mention, it's going to cost people jobs. And it now, if it was just this image, I could forgive it. I'd be pissed off, but I could forgive it. Turns out there's assets in the game that have the exact same problem. So not only are they like doing advertisements and stuff like that with AI art, they are making in-game assets using AI art. That pisses me off. I will not touch a Call of Duty game. Now, what makes it even bigger deal is the Activision has confirmed its recent recast striking Black Ops 6 Zombies voice actors. Voice actors that have been around since World at War have left the company because of it. Because their performances, their creative license, whatever, is not being protected. They don't trust that Activision will not use AI to replace them anyway. So they're done. They're gone. So that's a big deal. That means there's a lot of people in the community who will probably stop playing the game. That might actually kill Black Ops 6. All right. Call of Duty since Big Red 1. Yeah, I remember that one. Like, I played the original Call of Duty games back when they were like all World War One and stuff. Like Medal of Honor did that too. Medal of Honor Airborne was probably my favorite though, just because it was like the first game where you got to control where you started on the map, and I haven't seen it since. And it had probably like the peak of AI at the time, where like they would respond depending on which direction you came from. I freaking love that. You don't have to apologize for refreshing. I have to do everything with my right hand right now because Zane is sleeping on my left hand. Or I have to do everything with my left hand because Zane is sleeping on my right hand. Oh, I forgot that came out today. I didn't get to watch it yet. I'll have to watch it later. Which means it's probably the last episode of the anime, one of the animes I was watching, and I was wanting to watch it so I could actually give you recommendations on it, but whatever. Alright, this anime just finished, so I wanted to quickly just cover it real fast. The Notorious Talker runs the world's greatest clans. I've talked about it, and I've actually bitched about how they did like his emo dark side. Overall, if you want a dark protagonist story, it is a good story. Like he is a manipulative fuck who, yeah, he's just a manipulative asshole, and they do a good job with it. They actually do a better job than I was giving him credit for. Just because I don't like the super emo side. When you're doing a dark manipulative character, they're like, oh, we have to make him emo, give him a trench coat, all that stuff. Arfuente really hit me with that. But it's actually much better than I thought. It came out much better than I thought. I think it was pretty much because I was watching it episode by episode. It was rubbing me the wrong way. But now that it's fully out, I think it's fully out there. I don't think there's a 13th episode. It's all right. Now I have heard that their anime that I do reviews. I've been doing reviews of episodes. Villainous that will go down in history. It has a 13th episode, so it's not over yet. Someone spoiled to me what's going to happen in it because they read the light novel. I don't wish there was a 13th episode because if they're going to resolve it that way, I'm already upset. Like I'm already done. Like I'm already mentally and emotionally exhausted. Give my cat some attention. He's got a flea outbreak right now, so we actually have to deal with that. And when he gets because every now and then when he has a flea outbreak, he gets like super like emotional and attaching. Like he just wants to lay in your lap, and get pets. If it's cold, he'll do that too, because he wants to steal your body heat. And I radiate body heat, so the only thing that sucks is I get up a lot. So, I think I covered all the stuff I wanted to cover. I need to start going to the movie theaters so I can actually talk about these movies with you, especially if they're like geek related movies. So, and it also gives me an excuse to like leave the apartment because I don't go out very often. And if it's a movie I go see that you have seen, I actually would love your feedback on them. I will bring them up in stream if that's okay with you. Is there anything else I want to cover? Oh, I got a couple videos I'm working on. Because I want to do it on here. and I'm going to be making special intros for them, which I'm going to have fun with. But this one, I need to figure out how to do some of the graphic stuff for it. Um, one of them is a D&D related video, and my D&D videos don't do particularly. Actually, my channel's been doing really good lately, and I'm really happy about that. I'm honestly happy about that. Yeah, that's all I got for y'all. I'm sorry I don't have too much. I've neglected my duties this week. Hey, that's 25 cents, man. I'm proud of you for that. Like, honestly, I am. It's hard to save money. It's really freaking hard to save money. I'm proud of you for that. Like, as much as me being proud of you actually freaking matters. Yeah, I got nothing else. Anyway, sorry the stream was going to be relatively short. It was only 22 minutes. This Saturday, I'm going to probably be streaming Helldivers on here, mostly because like the new weapons and stuff, and we're still dealing with the Illuminate, so I can show off some of the strategies me and Mad Techie have figured out. Plus, there's a couple of new weapons I want to show off, assuming they still have the my new favorite support weapon. But we should also be getting the UAVs this weekend, assuming that the unmanned aerial vehicles. Why the fuck did I say that? The ground, the Puma. It's being called the Puma by the community. Anyway, appreciate y'all. See y'all in the next one.